The CB1000 here has been through a lot. I tore it apart to install cruise control on it. I've done my review, but now it is time for it to undergo the ultimate test. Whitney, get in here. It is now time for the CB1000R to undergo the Whitney test.
You know what? I'm angry about our current society. I haven't slept in like 3 days. My daughter barfed on my face yesterday morning. I'm ready! Let's go!
Let's see if the CB1000 can make you feel better about life, or whether or not you're gonna leave feeling a little underwhelmed.
Let's find out.
All right, Whitney, before we get on the road, what do you think just standing next to the CB?
Standing, sitting, it's all the same.
Yeah, existing next to it.
Yeah. I was nervous. I'm nervous, to be honest with our audience. I've seen these in the dealership and they don't do anything for me. So looking at it, I like the red. We both agree, beautiful red color, but it's just like chunky and that's it. It doesn't, I can't explain what the other bikes that I've owned, like the XSR 900 and the Spark PLM, they've got an extra flair to them, where this is like factory chunk. There you go. You got your reboot. So I don't know. It's not ugly, but it just is there.
It's not inspiring.
It's not inspiring.
Do you think when you get out on the road, any of that might change?
It could change. I don't know, man. I'm here for the ride.
All right. Well, let's get out on the road.
You can fire me for saying that.
Okay.
Yeah, bye.
No, I mean, that's what we bring Whitney around for, right? But before we get out on the road, I do need to remind you that this right here is a giveaway motorcycle. I am not keeping it. It is going to go out to one of you out watching this video right now, presumably, unless, you are watching with your eyes closed and you're clicking the link or whatever. I don't know. Get yourself entered to win this by clicking the link down in the description below. You have until February 27th to get yourself entered to win. And this thing is gonna be really sad when it leaves, because I really dig it, and I'm hoping that you do too. And
you know what? When you win it, you make a video responding to this video. There. Challenge.
Yeah, challenge to the winner. Well, Whitney's gonna hold you to that.
I'll hold you to it. I'm gonna find out where you live from him. There, that's it. I'm threatening your audience now. That's where we're at on the timeline.
What a great start. Let's hit the road and see what you think about the CB1000. All right, Whitney, how's the first few turns feeling on the CB?
It feels like I'm sitting on a bullet train a little bit. It's got a lot of, I don't even know how to put it. There's a lot of energy underneath it, and it feels like there's a crowd in the train just cheering me on or something. It's really strange and kind of distracting.
Really? Okay, so how do we interpret that for the normie out there? So it feels like you're going quick, but it's got some support there for you to make you feel comfortable to do it. Is that how you're understanding what you're putting down?
It doesn't feel, this is gonna be really obscure. I'm guessing that's why you invite me out here to do this stuff.
Oh, for sure.
And I'm also running on negative sleep. This doesn't feel like a motorcycle. Like there is a lot of power in this, like a ton. And it's not that typical gutless sport bike power where you're not going to get into it until higher up in the RPMs. It's like a charging. That's what it's doing. It's like constantly charging when I hit on the throttle.
Yeah, it does have that nice mid-range punch, which you don't expect out of an inline 4, right?
No, this is the only modern Honda I've ridden besides the CB1000R.
Uh-huh.
So that's my only comparison, and it is nothing like that, like at all.
Yeah, that bike is the most extreme of extremes. There's no chill to that bike. And one of the things that I love so much about the CB is it feels like a motorcycle where you can do
Sorta.
whatever you want. Hang a left here, yeah. If you want to commute on that bike, it's more than happy to do it, and it's not going to feel out of place. If you want to go for a nice sporty weekend ride, it's more than happy to do that, and it's not going to feel out of place. If you want to take it to a racetrack, it can do that. It really does feel like a jack of all trades kind of modern naked bike. And we've ridden a lot of modern hyper nakeds. You know what I mean? We've ridden the MT10, the Tuono, the Ducati. We've ridden so many super fast motorcycles. Of the ones that I've ridden, that one feels like it's the most livable.
Can you understand where I'm coming from when I say that this doesn't feel like a motorcycle? Also the sound is really weird. It sounds like a car engine, like a brand new car engine or something. Does that make sense to you, or?
Yeah, it's very muted from the factory. It's really I feel like it's choked up. To me, It feels like the bike could easily put down another 20 horsepower, or maybe even more. But it feels like Honda is just like, you know what? 140 is good. That's all you need. And we're going to detune this motor so that you get a nice amount of torque and a good amount of power to have fun, but you're not going to be tearing your arms off. You know what I mean?
Right.
And in that way, I get where you're coming from, where it doesn't, because motorcycles always feel like they're trying to push the boundaries. They're always a little bit extreme, you know? And very little about that bike feels extreme.
No, it's a strange uniform power band. Super uniform. Like I said, like a train, it just doesn't stop. And I'm still distracted by it. Usually it doesn't take me this long to acclimate to a bike that I hop on, but it still feels very strange. A little context, my first bike was a vintage Honda CB160. I've owned another 1976 CB, is it 360? And those had so much character. They were oozing character. They were dripping with character. They hardly ever ran right, but I learned a lot owning those motorcycles. But nothing about this gives me a motorcycle boner. Like how they look, I feel like there's nothing charming about it. That's the word I'm looking for. The vintage Hondas are very charming. And I love them deeply. So for me particular as a rider, the modern CBs were just never that appealing because I feel like they lacked that and they were just too modern for my taste, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, there's definitely something to be said for the fact that modern Hondas, and we'll probably get more into this when we do our head-to-head, by the way. We're doing a head-to-head video comparing the 919 to the CB, which is why I'm on the 919 right now. We'll probably get more into this when we make that video, but it does feel like modern Hondas, they have polished smooth so much of the riding experience. And I think, honestly, that's why a lot of people dig the modern Honda. Because...
Oh, really?
Yeah, because you never have to worry about it doing something weird. It's never going to not start. It's never going to run wrong. It's always going to work, and all you have to do is change the oil. You know?
You want
and
it
that's
to be
actually
reliable
why
and predictable.
Yeah, and that's why I bounce off a lot of modern Hondas. For example, I had a VFR 800 from 2014. That VFR was a cool motorcycle. It sounded great. It had decent power. It was a little heavy, but it was so perfect that I could never really jive with it. And that's where we get into the debate of whether character on a motorcycle means flaws. Like, you see that in the comment section a ton. Does character on a motorcycle mean that you're excusing a flaw? And to a certain extent, I think, yeah, probably, right?
I mean, character is a spectrum of different things, and if you've just scrubbed all spectrum, if you make it super uniform and super reliable and super predictable, then it's getting thrown into the practicality category, and I know a lot of our audience is extremely practical, but I am far from practical, so that doesn't appeal to me, especially when it comes to having fun. It's like, I don't care if it's practical. I want it to be weird, or I want it to be like really crazy, but you and I like thumpers, and I don't know.
I think
we
that's
like
where
weird
it's
stuff.
Yeah, I think that's where it's important for the audience to understand where we're coming from,
Yes.
right? Like,
Yeah.
we have ridden so many different kinds of bikes, right? So we have more weird motorcycle proclivities.
Right.
When we say that we dislike a modern motorcycle because it's too smooth or too, like, if we say it doesn't have enough character for us, the audience may hear, oh, that means that the motorcycle is too perfect, and how could too perfect be a bad thing? You know what I mean?
It's boring. I mean, like, yeah, it's not perfect, it's boring. Perfect to me means that it's got character and personality, and it's fun in a unique way. Perfect does not mean like, oh, it's the most reliable thing I've ever encountered in my life, and no matter what I do, I don't know. And we're a little bit sadistic. We like pain, or we're accustomed to it at least. But that's so many modern bikes do not have any pain at all. I'm just saying, like, this definitely feels scrubbed beyond belief, and I don't know. It's making me buffer a little bit, which is interesting. But yeah, this feels like a nice, reliable car.
So here's where we get from the esoteric to the like specific. I'm gonna ask you some specific questions about the bike.
I'm ready for
How
it.
does it feel to you going around a corner?
It's fine. It doesn't feel as good as other bikes that we've taken out here, that's for sure. What about you? Wait, what do you think? I don't know what you think.
So for me, that bike feels like the perfect setup for a street rider.
Okay.
It feels like something where a street rider who's out there enjoying a weekend ride can confidently go through a corner at a nice, fun pace and not have to worry about the bike being weird.
I mean,
And the
that's
same thing with
true.
the brakes. The brakes feel good enough to stop the bike in just about any situation. And that's a very Honda setup. You know what I mean? It's very Honda.
Yeah, I also, I would prefer the Ducati Diavolo out here. Ooh, there's deer. I don't...
Oh yeah, look at them.
Come on, man, this is a giveaway bike, everybody. I don't want to
There's a lot of deer. Holy cow.
Yeah, it's so strange to see wildlife out and about anymore. It's like all the birds are dead, all the bees have died. This is the end, and we've got a Siberian Arctic blast hitting us next week, so...
Yeah, that'll
Good
be
times.
interesting.
All right, we do... Usually you and I agree on a lot of things. But yeah, I'm not... I mean, it's not terrible in a corner at all. But I'm not feeling like, oh, this is sick. Like, you'll see me get up and go. Or I'll also, comparing it to the freaking the Aprilias that we've brought out here. It doesn't feel as good as that. And it, you know, it's not the same, but...
So, here's the hard question.
Okay.
Do you like it?
I'm going to go with my gut reaction. No. I mean, I don't hate it. I don't hate it, but I wouldn't buy one. That's for sure.
Interesting.
But I'm a diehard vintage CB fan. You brought a diehard vintage CB fan out here, and so this, I feel like, dude, did you see? You love RoboCop. You have a RoboCop tattoo. Did you see RoboCop 2, or did you see the remake? No, I didn't see the remake. I don't want to see it. Absolutely not. Why would I watch that piece of hot trash? It's nothing like the satirical original. The original is the greatest movie of all time, and a reboot is going to make me want to kill myself. So no, I don't like, that's the comparison I'm feeling here. It's like the original RoboCop, which is the best movie ever made on Earth, and then the reboot, which I won't even look at a poster of. So I'm jaded is what I'm saying. I'm pretty jaded.
Well, see guys, this is why I wanted to bring Whitney out, because I genuinely did not know what she was going to make of this motorcycle. Because the CB I really think it's a great motorcycle. However, in spending my time with it, would it be a motorcycle I would keep around forever? Probably not. It's not like my Tuono. However, I can totally see why somebody out there would just be like, this bike is amazing. It looks great. With a pipe, it'll sound awesome. It's reliable. It's easy to ride. It's got plenty of power. Which, by the way, have you goofed around with the power settings?
Oh, no, I haven't. Mode button, standard. Wait, we gotta go into yours, right? What did you say to do? Hold it down?
So, yeah, you want to make sure that there's you press mode until there's a big line underneath where it says standard.
Oh, I see it. Okay, I got it.
And then you use the rocker button up top to switch the modes.
Whoa! Ooh, that was fun. I'm depressed, you guys. I also knew that, like, I was gonna get crucified, or I'm willing to be crucified with YouTube because whatever, we've been doing this long enough, I don't care. But I kind of knew I wasn't gonna like it because I don't like how it looks. I never even thought about how big the engine size was. Like, that wasn't even something that crossed my mind. I was just like, oh, I'm gonna go ride a CB. But I was like, oh, but we're also gonna ride a 919, and like that I was way more excited about.
Well, yeah, I'm glad I brought you out to just give another opinion on the bike, because it is one where I can wholeheartedly recommend it, but I would see why somebody would bounce off of it. I totally get it. And I also wanted to bring you out because regardless of whether or not it's a giveaway bike, you're going to say exactly what you feel about the bike. And,
oh, yeah, no, you're not, I'm not endorsed by Spite by any means, and he knows that. So, yeah, this is a RoboCop reboot, and I don't like it. No, sir, I don't like it.
Well, folks, there you go. The CB unfortunately fails to meet the Whitney seal of approval, which, I'm a little bit bummed about. I am.
Oh, I didn't mean to make you bummed.
But if you were interested in winning that motorcycle, Whitney, if you got that bike for free, would it make you happy?
Oh my God, I would be elated, dude. I would never be upset to get a free motorcycle that you handpicked ever under any circumstance.
So if you would like to win that thing, click the link down in the description below and get yourself entered to win. It's a great way to support the channel and potentially win a kick-ass motorcycle for yourself. So that link, as usual, down in the description and in the pinned comment. You've got till February 27th to get yourself entered to win that thing. So got a little bit of time, but you don't want to sleep on it. And with that being said, guys, we'll catch you in the next one. See you later.
Bye.